What's up, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube? I'm the Malt Activist. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have a very special video. You might have noticed what happened a couple of days ago when I posted my review of the Glen Scotia VICTORIANA. There was a lot of hustle bustle, if I'm to put it mildly. A lot of hustle bustle down in the comments with regards to my review, and so I've come today offering flowers of peace and love because based on your suggestions and your high recommendations, I've decided to not only retaste the Victoriana, but I will be tasting it against its little baby cousin. Yeah. Before I begin, welcome to our first-time viewers. Thank you for clicking into that thumbnail and accidentally stumbling onto this video. That means you like whiskey, and if you do like whiskey, then this channel is for you, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, please do click that subscribe button and that bell icon so you know when I post a video, you are notified well in time. To all my returning viewers, thank you for your continued patronage, and finally to our YouTube community members and Patreons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. This is what keeps this channel running. All right, on to the whiskeys. For those of you tuning in for the first time that are unaware of the Victoriana saga that's been happening on this channel for the last couple of days, let me fill you in really quickly. Well, I took out my bottle of the Glen Scotia VICTORIANA. This is, of course, the 2020 bottling. Quick fun fact, like an idiot, I was looking for a date of release on this for this bottle, and they had this little serial number somewhere here, too small for me to show you on camera, and I went and I did like a 24-hour search on Google trying to find out when this bottle was released based on this serial number. And then, as it turns out, today I was just looking at the bottle and I found out that it is stenciled right on it. That's right. So this bottle, hold on, let me just find that stencil for you. I seem to have lost it again. There it is. This is bottled on the 2nd of December 2020. 2nd of December 2020. So this is a very pandemic bottle, if you ask me. Super pandemic bottle, this bottled in 2020. And this one is the cask version of 54.2% ABV, which is the one I tasted. Now, the reason for me posting that video was because I was part of the OSWAs, the Online Scotch Whisky Awards, which concluded very recently. And in there, the whiskey drinking people of the world decided that the Glen Scotia VICTORIANA, the 54.2% ABV bottle, would be their single malt Scotch whiskey of the year. And so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. That's very surprising. So I said, actually, you know what? I have tasted this whiskey and I kind of found it okay. For it to win probably means that, I didn't really get into it. So I decided, okay, let me re-review it. And when I did, I was like, yeah, it's still kind of average. So what does that mean? Well, it could mean one of two things. One possible explanation is that I am in the minority and that what I dislike, many other people like, which is fine. It happens, and I'm absolutely fine with that. The other explanation, because my ego didn't permit me to think that what I had said was actually sacrosanct, which is, how can someone like something when I don't like it? The other explanation would be, people are just hyped about this whiskey, and that's why they think it's the best. Because, we've had the whole saga with Springbank flying off the shelves, completely thin on the ground. Then Kilkerran's also very thin on the ground, but maybe on the slightly more expensive side. Leaving this Campbelltown Glen Scotia, right, as probably one of the more affordable whiskeys out there. Also from Campbelltown. So I was like, is it hype? Could it be hype? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So anyway, I genuinely, I posted that video because I was like, hey, I'm gonna go try it again, and I hope I change my mind. And if I don't, well, I guess, you know, people think very differently from me, and which is fine, and I'm absolutely fine with that. So anyway, I posted that video. But then what happened was we had comments, and then I had kind of forgotten that people have opinions. As do I, you know. And you know what they say about opinions, you know. They're like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to have sex with them. Sorry, that's a very, very old Norm Macdonald joke that I'm using. Anyway, but everyone has opinions, right? And so half the people were like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all hype. And I don't know why people voted for this whiskey. And the other half are, no, man, it's a great fucking whiskey. And so both points are equally plausible. And, you know, I'm no single entity to refute that. However, there were a few comments that were like, hey man, there's a lot of batch variants, so probably the bottle that you have is a bad bottle. To which I said, okay, if there's so much batch variance in a particular expression, then is it deserving to be a champion? You know, is it deserving to win if there's so much batch variance? And I think the answer to that is no, but maybe people don't know about it, and that's absolutely fine. So if it is a huge batch variance, then okay, congratulations, Glen Scotia VICTORIANA on the win. But hey, do something about the batch variance so that people like me or other people, when they drink this whiskey, we have similar tasting experiences as other people who like them, right? And I think that's a very basic thing to say. The other opinion was, hey, by the way, have you ever tried the slightly older Victoriana, which was bottled at 51.5%? I said, no, I don't think I have. And I was like, ah, man, I wish I could find myself a bottle of that. And then, like literally yesterday, I was just rummaging through my minis and sorting them out when I came across this. I came across this little bottle of the Glen Scotia VICTORIANA, which I picked up in Dufton when I was visiting 4 years ago in 2018 and or 19, I don't remember. And I looked at the ABV, and lo and behold, it's right here. It says 51.5%, and I was like, whoa! I can't believe I found it. I found in my stash the older Victoriana at 51.5% ABV. So I was like, how cool is that? I mean, I didn't even have to work hard on coming up with an idea for my next video. It's right there. It was sitting in the form of this little mini on my shelf. So that's what we are going to do today. So let's drink them blind, because that's fun. We'll pour a glass of the new Victoriana, the 2020 release, the pandemic bottle, right? From which I had my other dram the other day. And then we'll pour ourselves a little bit from this mini. Now, do minis taste different than bigger bottles? I think the answer is yes. Should there be a massive difference? I mean, look at the neck level. I don't see much, you know, oxidization happening. This is sealed quite nicely. So I think we'll be okay. I don't even know if I should be drinking this, but I bought it for £12.65. I don't know if that, yeah, there you go. I got it for £12.65, which I thought was a little expensive for a 50 ml mini, but I don't know why I didn't drink it then. Strange. But I'm glad I didn't, and now I have it on me, and now we are going to taste it. Is this the perfect comparison? Probably not, because, you know, one's coming from a big bottle and obviously been oxidizing for a while, and the other is from a mini. So I don't even know if this is a fair comparison, but hey, we have the juice, so we might as well try it, right? That's what I say. Okay. Let's go. So I'm going to pour them out, and we'll try them blind, and then we'll see what the fuss is all about. Okay? All right, let's go. All right, the glasses have been thoroughly mixed, not by me, but by my apprentice over here. And when I say apprentice, I mean my wife, who was none too amused when I called her in, and she's like, "What is it that you want? I'm super busy." And I was like, "Can you just mix these two glasses together so I don't know which is which?" And she's like, "Dude, get a life." Anyway, with that being said, our glasses are thoroughly mixed up. We don't know which is which. So let's try whiskey number 1. Okay. Smells familiar. Probably because I tried this whiskey day before yesterday. Yeah, I get wow. So lots of vanilla, ginger, hints of milk chocolate, some oak. Very lemony, quite fresh. Green grass. Okay, this is the 54.2%. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the 54. This is like I'm convinced. Yeah, it is. So I don't know why we even bothered to do this blind. I don't think we can do blind tastings with just two whiskeys of the exact same expression, you know. Well, we tried. At least we tried. Okay, so again, like I said, a fairly adequate, decent nose, nothing wrong with it. Maybe now I get maybe a hint of wood varnish in here as well, which is not a bad thing. All right. Woo! Yes. Big on the spice. Oh, that sweet lemon. Now the orangey. Quite floral. Lots of vanilla butterscotch in here as well now. Slightly thin on the mouthfeel, which I'm not a big fan of, even though this is non-chill filtered. I would have expected it to be a little more fuller on the body. I like my whiskeys that are like full-bodied from a texture point of view. This one isn't, obviously, probably because of the high alcohol. The viscosity is slightly lower, but that's okay. Again, like I said, not a bad dram, but nothing that will blow me away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stick to my opinion and be like, okay, this is a decent whiskey, and it hasn't become any better or worse since I last had it. So this could be our control. So yes, so let's call this our control whiskey, like control, and which means let's cleanse our palate and move on to the 51.5% version. All right, palate has been cleansed. This is our 51.5% version. This is also non-chill filtered and no coloring added. So, you know, almost impossible to tell them apart. They have very similar, they have the exact same maturation, I believe. Wow. This has a lot of red fruits. This has a lot of boiled candies. This is definitely sweeter on the nose. There's a lot of sweet lemon citrus in here as well, but it's amplified by this, I want to say, candied sweetness. Lots of vanilla, but a very, very sweet, fragrant vanilla. Sponge cake. The grassy but sweet grass, you know what I'm saying? I've never eaten grass, but I just feel like it's sweet grass. Wow. Ooh, and that varnish is coming through very, very strongly, but in a decent way, in a good way. Yeah, lots of hard-boiled citrus sweets. Man, I think I prefer this nose more. This is a much nicer nose. Sorry about the jets going overhead. I don't know if we're under attack. And if this is going to be my last video. If it is going to be my last video, then I'm glad it's the one where I compare two Glen Scotia Victorianas against each other based on popular demand. Yeah, so I definitely prefer this nose to the higher strength version. It's sweeter. It's a little more. I feel it's a little more balanced. The 54.2% was a little savory, a bit more on the spicier acetone side slightly. This one doesn't have that much, and I think honestly, I think it could be because of the slightly lower percentage. This even has some cookie dough, like baked biscuits, you know, very bakery, very fresh bakery. All that good bourbon barrel coming in through nicely. So you know what, definitely a much nicer nose on the 51.5%. Yeah, so if I was to rate it, I mean, if that was a 7, this is a 7.58. But there's a marked difference. Like, I felt it the first time I nosed it. Okay, I think it's given me as much as it could. And now I guess there's nothing left for me to do but dance. Holy shit. This is a completely different whiskey. This is fantastic. I was gonna say magnificent, but I was like, no, it's not magnificent, but it is fucking fabulous. It is gorgeous. It has a wonderful mouthfeel. It's velvety, it's buttery. The spices are nice and layered and tempered, and they come through in different layers. The sweet lemon candies and the hard-boiled citrus sweets, just, you know, they form like the core of this flavor profile. The sweet vanilla comes riding through nicely in waves. Very oily finish, a long-lasting, lingering finish. The oak is a little more mellow here. It's more of a supporting role versus the previous one. And those fruits, those sweet stone fruits coming. Oh, that apricot, yes. Ooh, the sweet stone fruits coming through, oh, beautifully. I finished it. It's morning time, by the way, where I am. As you can see from the sun streaming in through the windows, it is morning time. Guys, this is a completely different whiskey. This 51.5% version is a completely different animal. Okay, I don't know whether this is this has older whiskeys in it, because I believe the maturation is still the same, which is first and refill bourbon split into 30% PX and American heavy char, and then remarried before putting in the bottle. But this is a completely different animal. And this whiskey is absolutely fucking amazing. It's so much better than the 54. I'm putting more, by the way. And it's morning time. I should not be doing this. Ooh. That milk chocolate. The delivery, the medium to full body delivery on this, so velvety compared to the previous one. Okay, guys, so wow, I don't know what to say. All I can say is that the lower strength 51.5% version is by a mile better than the 54.2%. I don't know why they changed that ABV or what was wrong with this formula, prompting them to change to a different ABV. They should have stuck to the 51.5 because this is an absolute cracker of a dram. Wow. Okay, let's talk about it. So yeah, man, so I guess this is what happened, that so many more people had an older version where they were drinking the 51.5% and they loved it, as would I. If it came up as a shortlist on an awards website and I had only drunk the 51.5% version, I'd be like, yeah, these could be my top 3 whiskeys, and I might put the Victoriana in my top 3. But as it turns out, the only one I had access to was the 54.2%, which I still think is a decent but average whiskey. It does not even hold a candle to the lower ABV version, the older version, and I think that's a shame. So the only thing I can conclude now is that a majority of the people were drinking the 51.5 and voted for the 54.2. I mean, that's possible, isn't it? Maybe it is. For those of you who haven't had the 51.5 and you're a big fan of the 54.2, I highly recommend finding a bottle or a mini like I did and giving it a side to side. You'll see how much better the 51.5% is. And ooh, that's quite a revelation, you know. So, and I personally don't think it's just a case of changing the ABV on this. I'm pretty sure the formula has changed. The cut has changed. I mean, this seems like a thicker cut, more heart in this as compared to the 54.2. So I think maybe there's a difference in cut. The difference in ABV, I guess, also makes makes a difference. And overall, the flavors on the lower ABV version come out more balanced, more profound, tastier. Listen, man. Ooh, that vanilla. I should not be drinking so early in the morning. It's very early in the morning. It's definitely not drinking time, I promise you that. It's my 3rd dram. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Everything right about this whiskey. It's a great fucking whiskey. Absolutely great whiskey. Did it win Whiskey of the Year because of the 51.5% version that maybe most people drank? And they just saw Victoriana and they said, yeah, we love the Victoriana, as they should. And they're like, this is in my top 3. And they're like, fine. Or was there hype around Campbelltown whiskeys? And this is from Campbelltown, so people are like, oh, it's a Campbelltown whiskey, it must be very nice. Also possible. I don't know. All I do know is that I've now tasted both whiskeys. And I really, really love the 51.5%. I still don't change my mind about the 54.2%. I still think it's an average whiskey. but the 51.5% is an absolute gem. And if you haven't tried it, I think you should. And if you haven't tried it side by side, and if you can, I highly recommend that you do. It's an absolute eye-opener. And I'm just glad I found this on my shelf so I could do this video. That's very cool. So yeah, like I said, my opinion remains the same. You know, what I thought was average is still average. And what I think is absolutely amazing is actually absolutely amazing. So I don't know what happened. Whatever happened, I don't really care. I'm just glad it sparked a debate. I'm just glad it happened so that, you know, we could do this video and I could find something to do it. And I think I've taken up enough of your time. And I hope you're all on the same page now. But I hope we're not, because then we can debate and it's more fun that way. All right? Okay, sounds good, man. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time.